Hello, I welcome you to this session of Python programming. In today's session, I'm going to make a review of the if statement that we have discussed in our previous videos. So let's have a quick review of the if statement. So we discussed that Python's if is different from C++ if, and the first thing that we discussed is that the braces or the block beginning and ending, which is there in C++, is not required in Python. Instead, we have a colon character here, and all these statements which are associated with the true part of this if are indented at least one space to the right of this if. Okay, and all the statements within that block should be at the same indent. Okay. Then we also discussed that Python has added a new character, a colon character, and the compound statements are they are given by this colon character. And colon is required, and if you omit it, obviously there is an error, and your statement won't run. Now, what Python removes parentheses around the condition are optional. You may put them, you may not put them. So and if x less than y could be written like this also, or it could be written simply like this without any parentheses. And end of the line is the end of the statement. Okay, you don't need to terminate statements with semicolon like you do in C and C++. Then there is an if-else statement, that is if you have got two alternatives and you need to run one out of them, then you can take the help of if-else statement. Okay. Then we discussed a few programs based on if statement. Then we also discussed that the end of the indentation is the end of the block. Okay, so if these two statements are here with the true part of this if, they can be written like this in Python. So this was the review of the if statement. Now let me discuss one small program with you guys so that we can see how we can have an if statement used in a program. We did discuss a few programs in our previous lectures. Let me open up a code for you, a very interesting one. So I've written a program which prints the number of days in a given month. So as you know that different months of the year have got different number of days in them. They are fixed in case of months with 31 days and months with 30 days. But the month of February has got 28 days in a non-leap year and 29 days in a leap year. So what we do here is we input the month, we get the user input the month, and we check if the month is 2, that means if it is February, then we want to check for a leap year. So we then input the year in this variable y. So the leap year condition is that the year should be divisible by 4. And the second condition is that either it should be not be divisible by 100 or it should be divisible by 400. Okay. So these two conditions with an or and this main condition that the year should be divisible by 4 will determine whether the year is leap or not. If this condition is true, then the year is leap and days are 29. Otherwise, the year is not leap and the days are 28. Then we use the elif statement to check for the months with 31 days. So if elif m in 1, 3, 5, 7, 8, 10, 12, then the number of days obviously in these months are 31. And the number of days in April, June, September and November are 30. So we are checking here that. Initially we set a variable flag equal to 1. Okay. So flag equal to 1 indicates that the user inputted the correct value of the month. And if none of these if statements are met, then obviously we go to else. That means user has inputted something else from the values in the range 1 to 12. So we say that it is wrong input and we set the flag equal to 0. Flag equal to 0 would indicate that no output is required except this wrong input. So if flag equal to 1, that means that some month has been selected and we print the number of days. So let's run this code and let me enter the month as say 1. So obviously number of days is 31. Let's run it again and let me give the month as April. So number of days is 30. Okay. Let me run it again for a leap year now. So let me put 2. So obviously when the month is February, it will ask for the year. Let me give the current year 2020, which is a leap year. So number of days is 29. And let me run it again with a non-leap year, say 1998. So the number of days is 28. So this was all regarding the if statement, the various types of if statement. What you should remember is that if statement requires a colon, which should mark the beginning of a block, and all these statements in the block should be indented at least one space towards the right of this if. Okay, and they should be in the same distance. It should not be that y is equal to int input statement is here and this if is here. This would be a wrong indent if we run it. Okay, so if we run it, so obviously it will say unexpected indent, right? So all the statements within a block should be at the same indent. So that's all guys for this video. In my next video we are going to discuss the looping statements in Python, the while statement, the for statement, and we'll also discuss a very important function known as the range function. So till then, keep watching. Thank you.